Hey, y'all. Welcome to the Champagne Wives podcast. I'm your host, Kelly.
And I'm your co-host, Nicole. Hey, gals.
Hi, boo.
How are you?
I'm good.
Been a minute.
It's been a while. It's been like a month plus of Mondays since we've been in these chairs.
I know. And we're back.
Yes, we are.
Was feeling a little rusty.
Rusty dusty.
Rusty dusty.
Never dusty, child.
Hold on. Okay, yeah. Just because it rhymes doesn't mean that it applies.
We're not going to put that out there. Right. Never dusty.
But
definitely a little rusty.
But it's like riding a bike. I think we're easing into it. But yeah, no, we've missed y'all. And we figured we'd come back and just kind of recap the amazing and epic experience that we had at the Renaissance concert. And, last season, we had a What's Poppin' where Kelly chronicled the experience of buying tickets for 4 people, myself included, for this what we knew was going to be an epic concert.
Yeah.
So why don't you bring people back?
Are we talking? Did you mention that it's the Renaissance?
Oh, I'm sorry.
Talking about Beyonce.
To me, there's only one concert that was happening this year.
We have to. Yes. That's we know what we're talking about. We have to make sure that our listeners know what we're talking about. So
Renaissance.
Yes. So before I give a refresher on that story, let me just put that disclaimer out there, because I said in a clip that was released that I am not a part of the Beehive, and it kind of cut off right there. But what I was saying is that I could not go first to get my tickets because I'm not a part of the Beehive officially.
Like a paying member of the Beehive
Club. Like a real member, like on their email list, distribution list, all that kind of stuff. So I had to go through, I think it was Citi, MasterCard, to be able to get my tickets. But I am absolutely a part of the Beehive. I love Beyonce. I feel like she is such an inspiration to me and has been for me since she came out as a teenager. And so there was no question that I was going to be at this concert. And I think a testament of my love and adoration for her is the fact that I was on the internet inviting y'all motherfuckers to get these tickets. Okay. So let's be clear. Let's be clear. My love is in my actions. Okay. And that definitely proved that I have love for her. So I just wanted to clear that up. And I, again, not into celebrities that much. But Beyonce is one that I definitely stand for. So with that being said, yes, I was able to access pre-sale tickets through a Citi card that I am a member of. And so, volunteered to get 4 tickets for myself and 3 of my friends, including Nicole. And so, you guys can go back and watch the video of that experience, but it was just insane. It was crazy. There was a mad dash. During that time, they sent you a code. It was very top secret.
They were not trying to have a whole Taylor Swift shutdown.
They were not it was very controlled. And so they did the release in waves. So again, the Beehives went first, and they went to Citi, and then they went to
Verizon.
Verizon, yeah, thank you. And so. The struggle was real, to just be online and just, trying to get a group of tickets. I feel like I was at a disadvantage because I needed 4. The most you could get were 4.
Maxed out, yeah.
So I needed to get 4 tickets together. So obviously that was one hurdle that I had to overcome. And then 2, again, everybody was, I guess, trying to get these tickets, even though it was pre-sale. It was, only
apparently everybody had a Citi card.
Exactly. I didn't realize that many people had the Citi card. And then but they were being selective. They were sending you a code. So even some people who signed up through Citi still did not get a code. So it was just, I don't know. I don't know what my expectations were going into it, but it was just literally a mad dash to try to get seats, try to get tickets.
Well, and let's not forget that you were also working.
I was on a call. I was literally on. This was the middle of the day, y'all. But when the queen calls, you got to answer, child. You got to. So I was on a call. Turn my camera off because y'all know I work from home, and put my phone on mute. And was because I was in there screaming, God damn, what the fuck? God damn, what's happening? The ticket prices jumped, doubled while I was getting it. I would go put tickets in my cart, go to pay for them. They would be gone. Oh, God. So we ended up getting level 100 seat tickets. And, I thought at the time they were fine. What I realized is that they were not.
You needed to be in Club Renaissance, basically, to get the views. To catch the views.
To catch the views.
And I feel like, so this is probably my 6th Beyonce concert.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like her stage was longer in years past. And this year, she didn't.
She went right around Club Renaissance.
She did, right. Like, you got what you paid for. Like, it was worth it.
It was definitely worth it. I normally level 100 is a good section to be in.
Any arena.
In any arena. It's right there. I will say, though, that we had like a straight shot. So we were right in front of the stage. We could see clearly there was nothing obstructing our views. Right. Like, perfect views. It just... the stage was not long enough. Like I could not. I was watching. I felt like I was watching the screen.
Right. I felt like I needed binoculars.
More. Yeah. Same here.
Yeah. And she's not the tallest either.
My only regret, literally my only regret is like not getting Club Renaissance or like VIP riser tickets.
Yeah. Oh gosh.
A bitch didn't know.
Like, and I didn't know that there was like the pure honey section.
Yeah. Oh, at the beginning.
I had no clue.
You mean the ones that's like on the literally stage. On the stage?
On the stage.
Yeah. Can you imagine their pictures? Amazing.
No, I can't. So let's kind of chronicle the day because we knew we would be outfit planning for months, right? Months, shopping, add to cart, returns, buy now, return
label,
right?
Girl,
run into Kohl's, run into UPS, USPS,
FedEx,
wherever, and then finally the fits came together, and this was the hometown show. It was Houston, right? So we knew that this was going to be
an epic
one
show.
Of the shows, if not the show. And she had 2 shows here. I believe it was one of the like.
But you missed something. You missed everybody had been shopping for outfits for months. And then when Virgo season hit, she had a request.
Yeah, Beyonce, you wrong for that.
She had a request,
you wrong for that.
So that put everybody.
The request was because it was Virgo season. And it was the tail end of Virgo season, but still the season. She wanted.
The beginning. We went at the tail end.
We went at the tail end,
when Virgo season hit.
When it kicked off, she had this announcement. She wanted to see everybody glitz and glammed in their silver.
And their silver and their chrome,
And their chrome. And so whatever outfits we had planned, all plans went to the wayside because we had to start from scratch.
And then we had a month to find something new.
Exactly. And, they did make comments that, like, there were 2 tours that happened this year that literally boosted the economy. Taylor Swift's tour and Beyonce's tour because of all of the outfit prep and accoutrement prep that went into getting ready for this concert.
I could not find a makeup artist. Literally. I mean, we got one at the 11th hour.
11th hour. I mean,
it was
shout
hard
out
to find
to the makeup artist.
Yeah.
I'm still wearing the lashes that you put on me, by the way.
Talking about reuse.
Girl.
But it was so difficult to find anybody.
Everything was booked.
Type of like beauty service.
Makeup was booked.
Hair
was booked. If you hadn't booked at least 3 to 4 weeks in advance, you were SOL. I know I was late on the hair train and had to get my appointment on a Friday for the concert that was on Saturday.
Oh, that's what happened to you?
Yeah, but it was fine. It was fine. I was good with it. Kelly says, hey, let's do a little spread. Let's make it nice. So did a spread. We all met at her house, did a spread, had some light bites. Makeup artist came to the house. We had the album playing in the background, champagne on ice.
Of course.
And it was just a really nice way to get ready. And then the Sprinter pulled up.
Yeah. Got a Sprinter, which was the only way to go. I will say that. Like, I was going to get a car service. One of the other girls actually suggested, like, the party Sprinter. And I will say, we enjoyed it going. Coming back, different story, y'all. We were done. We wore our asses out.
Yes.
But that was really good, too. So I don't know if you all have taken, like, a car service or a Sprinter to a concert, but it's really good because they drop you off like literally in the front. So we got dropped off literally in the front of the stadium. And our ride was waiting for us when we
in the front of the stadium. We didn't have to
so
walk through nobody's lot.
And y'all know, if y'all know anything about Beyonce concerts, you know that you will be exhausted by the end of it. And so we were exhausted. So it was good to have transportation there where we didn't have to like walk around and trying to figure out like, where's our car?
Well, and it was so close, like you said, and like we could keep our shoes on because I know there were hundreds of people, thousands of people who were walking barefoot by the end of the night because they'd been standing for 3 hours having, you know, the music experience of a lifetime. And their dogs were barking. I mean, the fact that I was even able to squeeze my feet into these Louboutins tonight is nothing short of a miracle. I still have the Charlie horse pains when I took
we stood up the entire time too.
We did. Yeah, we stood up, we danced, we sang. Everyone did. And shout out to the people who were selling flip-flops on the way out. Because
were they? I didn't even realize.
They were selling flip-flops on the way out. And I said, that's a hustle. They were trying to sell water and Gatorade for $5 a bottle. And then they were selling flip-flops probably for $15 to $20.
That's smart.
You can get those right off of Alibaba Express.
Exactly. And sell them
for like 99 cents.
That's smart. Whoever did that, good idea.
Genius.
But now let's get into the show because the show was amazing. 10 out of 10. When I tell you, it was definitely worth the stress, the wait, the anticipation.
She did not disappoint.
Not at all. First of all, her mic was on. The bitch can sing.
Let's dispel
in
all
the
myths.
most affectionate way. Mike was on the entire night. She sang. Obviously, music was definitely on point. She covered some of like her past hits from like different albums. Obviously, Renaissance is a bop. Like, that was amazing. The visuals were insane. She looked beautiful. She's so pretty. She's so fine.
Yes.
She was dancing. The dancers were on point.
Yes.
I mean, everything about this show was just an experience.
It was.
It was an experience.
And so we're in Houston, hometown show. So guess who showed up? Meg.
Oh, yeah. I forgot
so
about
we
that.
had Meg show up for the Savage remix. And
wait, a comedian said, only Beyonce can have you come out and do a feature on your own
soil. Right. All hail the queen. All hail the queen. And the way that Meg was just such a fan and just so appreciative of the opportunity, like she wasn't even in her head about that.
I mean, you just sometimes.
She's like, look, like I manifested this. So.
Yeah.
I had moments where I was like, okay, let's
take it in. Did you have to? Damn, like I want to soak it in.
I wanted to soak it in. So we haven't talked about this part, but we went both nights. There were 2 shows in Houston. We went both nights. And the first night, girls' night. Second night, family night. Girls' night, we had the champagne like I talked about. So, you know, we were excited.
Yeah.
Really lit. Second night, family night, a little bit calmer. I felt like I was able to take in a lot more.
Same.
And I was so thankful that I had both opportunities.
Same.
Because there were things that I missed night 1 that I caught night 2.
Yeah. Like I was ready night 2. Like, okay, I really just want to sit here and like enjoy it and experience it.
Yes.
And I mean, I was drinking, but you know, it was a little bit more tapered because I was with my daughter.
Right.
And I also wanted to like experience it through her eyes and her perspective. And I did not want to miss that. Yeah. And it definitely did not disappoint. Like the conversations that I had with her following that concert, like, do you feel inspired? Like, this is a great opportunity. Like, what are you inspired to do? Like, you can do anything, you know, look at Meg Thee Stallion and where she was a few years ago and how she manifested being on the stage with Beyonce, and here she is. And so just having all those conversations with my daughter, who is not even 10 yet, but it was truly just an inspirational show, and you know, at every level, because obviously, you know, I wanted my daughter to see Black excellence and greatness and be inspired by Beyonce, her dancers, the visuals. But I think it inspired us to get our asses back in the studio too, because child, look,
because we were like,
I was like,
we gonna take
the
this break
that we have been on.
Yes, but then
my God,
there was just so much creativity.
Yeah,
that was just displayed on stage via that show. That, you know, at the end of the second show, the text went out. It was just like, hey, we're ready. So
that text went out like, okay, I was like, I feel so inspired after seeing Beyonce. Like, I am ready to get back in the studio and like go, because the sky is the limit. And
for real.
Yeah. For real. And, when you're doing a lot of things, life happens. And obviously, we're human just like everybody else. And we go through trials and tribulations just like everybody else. We get tired, we get worn out. And so, we have been moment of transparency, thinking about like the right opportunity to come back into the studio to get started again. Like, our season is not over. We're in the middle of a season, literally, you guys, like literally in the middle of the season. And so didn't really know when that date would be, but after going to Beyonce's show, I just felt such a level of inspiration to be like, okay, it's time. Like, it's time to get back to it. It's time to go back into the studio. It's time to, continue to work towards all the goals and the plans that we have for ourselves and our podcast. So here we are.
Hi.
Hi, we're back.
So favorite song that she performed?
Ooh. So Sunday night, Love on Top, because that is me and my daughter's song. I've sung that song to her from the time she was in my belly. So that is like our song. And she knows it too. Like, the song came out, I think, in 2011. She wasn't born until 2013, but she knows every word. Every word. Like,
first of all,
every
her
lyric,
baby,
she knows.
Kelly's always surprised at like how impressed I am at how familiar her daughter is with music, and she knows the parts that nobody sings. Her ear for music is so remarkable. So remarkable.
Yes, and it translates into like her body, because she dances. So not only is she able to like sing the parts, she's able to dance and have rhythm to the beat. Yeah. And so so that was my favorite song on Sunday night. On Saturday night, girl, Beyonce, I love everything.
I know.
I just love every song. Church Girl was a good one.
Church Girl was good.
Obviously Virgo's Groove, because I'm a Virgo. I think those two are my favorite. I love her, but I did love so did I call it right? I called it Love on Top, right?
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. Yeah. Okay, just wanted to make sure. And then I loved when she came out to sing I Love You. Like, I love you. Yes. Baby. Dangerously in Love.
Dangerously in Love. She opened with that one.
She opened with that.
That's
like,
a big song to open with.
That's a big song. Like, I love that song so much. Like, so, and I think the excitement of her coming out and she looked beautiful with her dress on. And
very Southern Belle.
Just very Southern Belle. Like, very nice. And so, those were my top for the night.
Okay.
Yeah. What about you?
So for Saturday, by the time the song I felt like I wanted to hear came on, I was done. I mean, I was tired.
Oh, which one? Oh,
girl, I was tired.
Heated.
Heated
is the one I have been waiting for. Heated.
Okay, so Heated was my favorite on Friday. On Saturday.
Okay.
The first show.
Girl.
Second show, my favorite was Virgo's Groove.
On Sunday.
On Sunday.
Oh, baby. She
killed
Virgo's Groove.
In that red hand bodysuit. Like, she didn't do the nude one, but she did the red one. She came out of that chrome shell, murdered it. And at the second show, I'm going to pause on that one because we'll talk about kind of which show was the better show as we continue the conversation. But Virgo's Groove, her vocals were amazing. Her band was amazing. The bass guitarist, I don't know who you are, but you know who you are. You know what you did, and I'm here for it. He did his thing on that song. And I just love how, like, the sound team allowed every instrument during that song to get its shine, and the cameramen did that as well. They were like, okay, bass guitars, boom, keyboards, boom, drum, boom, Beyonce, boom, dancers. So Virgo's Groove for me, I recorded it.
Yeah, she sent it to me, and I'm like, because I am the quintessential Virgo.
You are.
And
a Virgo's Virgo.
I'm a Virgo's Virgo, and I love Virgo's Groove. So yeah, Sunday night, she looked
good.
gorgeous. Vocals were so on point. So yeah.
And with the Houston show, we really got the sense because they had the black backdrop. Like there was a lot of cover up that was happening behind the scenes. They said that they were doing the filming for what will inevitably be the Netflix or HBO.
I can imagine it because they had the wristbands that light up and like
So we got a lot of things at the Houston show, and so we're about to brag a little bit. So LA had 3 shows, Atlanta had 2 shows, New York had 2 shows. I don't know.
DC had
2 shows.
Okay.
Atlanta may have had 3 shows. Houston had 2 shows. New Orleans going to get 2 shows.
New Orleans got 1.
They only got 1?
Tonight. Oh, I'm so jealous. I wish I was in New Orleans.
Bourbon Street looked crazy. They were showing some video of like they just were flooding the streets
so y'all know
Renaissance.
I'm from New Orleans area. I love the city. I love my people so much.
You do.
Like, Lord have mercy. We know how to have a good time. And like to see all of y'all on Bourbon Street singing, I was just like, that is my fucking city.
Those are your people.
And like, those are my people. And then her publicist was out at like a, I guess like a hole in the wall spot last night. And I'm just like, New Orleans is just such a feel good, down to earth, let loose city. Like, I know that show is going to be on point.
It will be.
I know it will be. I know that will be a very fun show.
Yeah. And I know she's going to let loose too.
Yeah, I agree.
She's going to give the
She
crowd.
takes a lot of inspiration from like New Orleans culture, bounce music.
Formation or Lemonade album was based off of. Yeah. And even like Break My Soul.
Yeah.
Right?
Big Freedia.
Supposed to be in attendance at the show.
Yeah.
So
it's going to be fun.
It'll be fun. So Houston, there were a couple of things, right? Like big 3. They said big 3. There's like a certain music set where she goes from, don't even quote me on the songs, but the big 3 was one of the things that we got. We got Meg. We got Blue Ivy. And
Blue Ivy, we didn't even touch on Blue.
I know. Oh. And then second show got the Best Mute Challenge. Like she told us we won.
She did.
She said, y'all won.
You think
we shocked her.
Yeah.
We shocked her.
Yeah.
Now, they said LA was great because there was a great, like people watching was top notch, right? You had so many celebrities that were there. And they got a lot of things too, but they didn't get Meg. But they did get a lot of art. They got Kendrick.
Yeah.
They had a lot of opening artists.
What's her name? Diana Ross.
Yeah, Diana Ross came on, but they had opening acts as well.
Did they?
Yeah, like Kendrick.
That was an opening. It was a feature, right? Go Stink, look it up. Go Stink.
Yeah, maybe.
You can't get no higher. Yeah, it was a feature.
Yeah, he came on stage.
Yeah, he came on stage.
So they probably got a little bit more, but they didn't get the Mute Challenge. So I feel like for that.
I don't think I think they got a little bit more on her birthday.
And then they got a birthday show.
Yeah.
Yes.
So I think that the birthday show was like a really good show. Like
show.
If there was any other show that I would want to attend, like top 3,
LA.
Houston, New Orleans, LA.
In that order.
That's it, in that order. In that order.
Right.
Because clearly. But yeah, it's such a good time. We had a good time.
Such a good time.
Such a good time.
And the album, for me, came at such a like pivotal time in my life, and the fact that it's titled Renaissance, and like I feel like I've been going through my own personal renaissance, and I feel like there are songs like as you move through the album, you're just like, wow, they chronicle where I was at a certain point in my life.
Yeah,
and it was really a life-changing music experience for me.
Yeah.
And as you said, so inspirational.
Yeah.
And so great to be able to take my daughter to see that. And like our daughters are dear, dear, dear friends. And they have studied the dance for the Get Loose, Get Loose.
Oh yeah,
What's the
Blue
song?
Ivy's dance. I don't know.
Yeah.
Don't make me. I've been drinking something.
So they've memorized the dance.
Yeah.
So when Blue Ivy...
No, the Blue Ivy dance.
Yeah, the Blue Ivy dance. So on Friday or Saturday, I took a video of it and sent this to my daughter because she didn't know we were going to Beyonce because I surprised her. And she was pissed. She's like, you know how much I love that song. You know that Beyonce's my favorite artist. You asked me who my favorite artist was and I told you Beyonce and you went and you didn't even invite me.
Not the invite, child.
Girl, she ran me for filth. She ran me for filth. And I said, it's okay. I was there and I wanted you to see the dance. I wanted you to see it. And so I sent it to you. So the next day I surprised her and she was over the moon in her own way, over the moon excited. Mm-hmm. But when Blue Ivy came on stage, eyes just lit up. The way like she saw herself, mm-hmm. right, in Blue Ivy, and a lot of those conversations around, do you see, if you believe it, if you see it, you can dream it, you could be it kind of thing. Like all those conversations came to us as well. And she was just so happy to be able to see Blue Ivy do it, to see Blue Ivy, because she sees herself in Blue Ivy.
Right.
She's like, that is me. I am her.
I am she. I am she. They are definitely inspired by,
and I love the relationship, at least how it is portrayed between Beyonce and Blue. And if you go back to Beyonce used to just like record her belly and how excited she was to like be pregnant again, and just how attached she is to Blue. And then to see her be able to be on stage and see that mother-daughter bond, it was like, okay, that's inspirational for me. Like as tired as I can be, when the kids come off the bus and I just want to be in bed, if Beyonce can do it, I can.
The hardest working woman in entertainment. Right. You ain't got no excuse. You ain't got no excuse. You ain't got no excuse.
None.
I feel the exact same way. Like, again, Love on Top is me and my daughter's song. I've been singing to her. I saw Beyonce perform it when she announced her pregnancy at the MTV Music Awards with Blue Ivy. Yeah. And I got pregnant a year later. My daughter's about a year younger than Blue. And so it became like my song. I just loved it so much. Yeah. And, it was something that, I would sing and dance to with my daughter, regardless of what I was going through. Like that was my song. My focus was my daughter. And, it over the years, obviously I told her the story because she liked to hear the stories, child. So now it just has become like our song. And so to have that moment and to see that her and her daughter on stage with me and my daughter watching, it's just so crazy. And it's just such a full circle moment because remember on the podcast, like one episode you asked like, when do you feel grown? Like, when did you feel grown? Yeah. So it's just kind of like a flicker of life between my, like flash before my eyes, because it's just like these babies are now like little girls, like tweens, you know what I mean? Her daughter on stage dancing with her. I have my daughter here with me watching, getting inspired. She's into her own things. And so, I think that was the most special part about the weekend for me. Yeah. Just being able to see her and her daughter, with me and my daughter being able to see her and her daughter and feeling that love and that inspiration. And connection. And, mother and daughter relationships are so important, and they're also so very fragile. And so, to your point, I know we do a lot every day. Not only for our daughters, for both of our children, but we're talking about our daughters specifically. But, it's just, it was such a warm feeling to be able to have that moment with my child. Yeah. Uninterrupted. Like just she and I.
Present.
No phones, just in the moment, being able to see her level of excitement, because she's also a Beyonce Blue Ivy fan, and she knows the Blue Ivy dance to a T. She actually used it to audition for a dance spot on her dance team at her elementary school. So, but yeah, just to have that moment with her, be present with her, and have that inspiration and sharing that with her was just, it was a really great experience. And I think that was the best experience for me for the entire weekend. And I think she'll remember it for the rest of her life. She'll never, our girls will never forget this.
Ever.
Yeah.
I couldn't have said it better. The one thing, because I've talked about it at work, because I'm just like, I can't believe I saw Beyonce twice. The one thing I've told people is, they're like, well, what night was better? I was like, the second night, because it was such a treat for my daughter and I to be able to have that experience together, because we were both so excited to see Beyonce and to see Blue, but to see them together.
Yeah.
Right? And to see, like, have us be side by side. So,
and it was so special because this was hometown for Beyonce.
Yes.
So at the end, she was just like, thank y'all for like loving on my baby,
Right.
you know? Yeah. And you felt that like emotion and that affection towards her baby. And I'm just like, we're all here with our babies.
Right. This is baby blue.
This is like the baby.
Right.
You know, I call my baby the same thing. My baby, regardless of how old she is, she'll always be my baby. And just to see, you know, that sense of pride, obviously love. I love that, and I resonated with that. That resonated with me.
Yeah.
And so, do think she's passing the torch, though, child. Yes. She is definitely setting Blue up to take the reins.
Absolutely,
in the next 7 to 8 years. So we'll see what happens.
We'll see what happens. So do you think this was Beyonce's last tour?
I don't think it's her last tour.
Streets are talking.
This is what I said. I said the next time you see Beyonce on tour, she'll be sitting on a stool. She will be our Diana Ross. Like, it will not be, you know, just think about it. Like, she's 42. Like, we're getting older. It's so emotional because we were so, like, teen. I just remember her whole career. I feel like we're in our 40s now. Like, I mean, on average, when was the last time she toured? Like, 8 years ago?
Yeah, Formation.
Yeah, Formation. And so, like, another 8 years, she'll be 50. Like, I just don't know, you know, how she'll be able to transcend her normal performance at 50 years old. Like, there will be a pivot, I feel like, at some point.
There will be.
Yeah, I think she's passing the torch. I think that, you know, bringing her daughter with her was just such an ingenious move to make, because she set up a whole new fan base.
Oh, yeah.
For Blue Child.
She set up a whole new fan base. She employed her child. She can write her daughter off. Right. There's like so many tax benefits that she's able to do.
Yeah.
But you know her biggest inspiration, and she mentioned this at the show, yes, Diana Ross, but she also mentioned Tina Turner, right? And look, Tina was dancing into her 70s in heels.
She was.
So, you know, my hope is that this isn't the last show, but my sister went to the show in Sacramento, and my sister was like, I feel like this is the last one. I was like, oh, if it's the last one.
I feel like it's the last one as Beyonce as we know it. Know her, sorry. Yeah, I just don't know. Like, Tina Turner danced, like, she did a 1-2 step, but I don't think Tina ever had the production, the amount, like, just all the things that, like...
Tina was doing full-out cardio.
She was.
She was doing what we were doing this morning with Jackie.
Well into her 70s, child. She was.
So who knows?
So
who knows?
See.
Either way, if this was the last one, glad we got to see it.
Yeah.
As we said, we're in Houston. Michelle was in the building. Kelly Rowland was in the building. Latavia was in the building. What's the other one?
That's it.
Latoya Luckett was in the building.
Oh, sorry. Champagne.
We're getting back into the things.
Yeah.
So 4 out of the 5 non-Beyonce members of Destiny's Child were in the building. My hope was that they were going to have this, I don't think you're ready for this. No. And they were going to pop up out of the stage. Michelle, Kelly, Beyonce in the middle. I was hoping for a DC3 reunion. And no such luck. No. So maybe, all that to say, maybe if there's another tour, what if it's a Destiny's Child tour?
I'm sure. I'm sure there's been conversations about that behind the scenes.
Have to be, because that takes a load off of her too.
Yeah,
as a sole performer.
I think that's some conversations that's happening behind the scenes.
The people
I definitely
want it, and
I mean, but you think I know people love Destiny's Child. I do too, but I just. You know, I'm good on that. Like, I don't understand why people get so excited about, like, a DC3 reunion.
Bills, say my names.
I know.
Survivor, Soldier.
No, Beyonce has so many more albums outside of Destiny's Child. Like, she's been a solo artist, a successful solo artist, and has released more albums than Destiny's Child did. Yeah, longer. And so, I mean, Beyonce is by herself, you know, just the main attraction for me. Yeah. I can see why people are nostalgic and, like, want to see a DC3, but I mean... Just back in from Crazy in Love, like, it's just Beyonce's catalog is so much more extensive than the DC3 catalog. But I see why people would be so interested in like having a Destiny's Child reunion.
Just so many bands are getting back together. Yeah. Like, I'm not a fan, but NSYNC got back together, right? Like, I think
who was interested? Who went to go see an NSYNC show?
Girl, you'd be so surprised how many people will go see NSYNC. Because when the Backstreet Boys and New Kids on the Block decided to go on tour, they were selling out arenas. Really? Now, they weren't selling out energy.
Well, I guess it's like SWV and
Escape and all that.
You know, that's my group too. That's my group too.
That's your genre.
I did go see Escape. I did. And I was in like the second row screaming. Go Tiny, go Tiny.
So yeah, I was hopeful. But you know, we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. So I feel like that was a pretty good Renaissance.
Yeah, recap. It was a 30-minute cap on Renaissance. Like, yes. But we felt like we had to come back and close the circle, right? Yeah. And update everyone on the experience because we did talk about it and have a segment about it on a previous episode. And so we had to come full circle and let you all know about our experience at the Renaissance. And so that's what we're doing. And it's just such a perfect opportunity too, because again, we had been on this long break and then the Renaissance. I mean, everything had been quiet. The socials, obviously we weren't recording, but when the Renaissance came, child, the socials got back active. And now here we are back in these chairs on the microphones.
Shout out to the people that were in our DMs talking about
where y'all been?
Where y'all been? Y'all on vacation? Took a vacation or something?
On vacation or something?
We're here.
Not really, but we're here.
So quick, speaking of concerts, saw this on the internets, right? Usher has been named as the Super Bowl, the halftime show Super Bowl performer. So excited about that. Again, bringing it full circle because you had gone to the show in Vegas. And now he's going to perform at the halftime show for the Super Bowl in Las Vegas, where he's had his residency. And
it makes sense. It makes so much sense. Yeah.
And here's what I also heard is that immediately after the lights go down from his halftime show, tickets for his world tour, are going to go on sale. Yeah. So here I am in the group chat talking about too soon.
No.
Too soon for us to be thinking about Usher?
This residency was like the best thing that he could have done. Like it's been so popular that he's had to continuously extend the dates. And so there definitely is a demand, I believe, for like Usher shows for people who can't necessarily get to Vegas to see his residency. Yeah. I will say that, I mean, I think I was on the show and I said 10 out of 10, like very great concert, like 10 out of 10. So I would definitely go. If he came to Houston, I would go and see him again.
I absolutely would.
I could imagine like it would, I mean, his show in Vegas was pretty long too, but I would like to see like what a full concert like outside of like a Vegas setting would be like, because Usher got them hits, like he really does. And so
it's the 20th anniversary of Confessions next year, so perfect timing. You know, we talked about hometown show for Beyonce. I know you said Houston to see Usher, but I would go to Atlanta because I believe that would be a star-studded event.
It would be amazing. I mean, T.I. was at the show that I went to in Vegas and got on the stage, and it was like completely insane. But could you imagine JD? Like everybody.
Everyone will be there.
So,
all of the hood fab, hood rich, the legitimately rich, the illegitimately rich.
Not illegitimately rich.
But everybody will be in the building.
Yeah.
And there will be multiple shows.
Yeah, I agree.
Multiple shows. So I am
we'll see.
Very excited about Usher.
I know Burna Boy is going. I just saw that a pre-sale for Burna Boy. Yes. He has a show coming up.
I would go.
A tour coming up. Sorry.
I would go. That sounds like the city.
Anita Baker. I'm going to see her.
Switching gears.
Y'all know me. I love my old school R&B child.
Oh, can we talk about all the Sprinter?
What?
After the tour, after Beyonce show.
We didn't tell y'all about after.
We were dead on arrival. Happy to be just sitting, shoes off.
In some AC. Very comfortable.
And I was like, oh, okay, let's just slow it down. I'll put on a little SWV week, some 90s New Jack kind of stuff.
Here goes. You don't even know the name of the artist that I played. You forgot.
I'm like, you're like, and here goes Kelly. Pull it up.
Will Downing. And if you know, you know. Will fucking Downing. Google him.
Is he like a bar room?
No, he's not bar room. Will Downing.
I don't know.
Yo, get in these comments and tell me if you know who Will Downing is.
Who is Will Downing, people?
Go Google him.
Okay, I will.
I want everybody, all of my old school R&B babies, to please comment and tell Nicole,
please,
who Will Downing is. Thank you. Just drop his music.
Put some tags, put some gifs, whatever, child, because I don't know who this is.
Yeah, some names of his songs or maybe some lines or lyrics in the comments, please. Thank you.
Because you were in the Sprinter singing
playing
your
Will Downing
heart out.
Yeah,
from off of a phone.
Off of my phone. Off of my phone.
I was like, okay, well, yes. I think I actually dozed off at that point. So
his voice is so smooth.
This is night music for me.
It is.
Yes.
It is. It's amazing.
Yeah,
it is amazing. I tell you, I grew up listening to old school R&B with my mom, and my mom and her friend would get in the car, like put me, my sister, my friend, and her sister, and get in the car. So it's kind of like us. Like our moms were friends, and then their daughters were friends. Yeah. And we would all pack up in the car and just ride through the neighborhoods. They would talk and play old school music. And me, my sister, and our friends would be in the back just soaking it all up, listening to the music. And so I just really have a love for like old school old school R&B. Like I absolutely love it. It's so nostalgic for me and just brings back a feeling of like my childhood. Okay. So Will Downing, let Nicole know who Will Downing is.
Peep me the game, because
yes.
I'm obviously not cool.
You are. You're on the Caribbean cool though.
That's the thing.
You're a Caribbean cool.
Let me tell you, pop on some old Patra, pop on some old Buju Banton. Like, I got you. Some old Beanie Man.
There you go.
Sean Paul before he was Sean Paul. I got you.
Yeah.
And even so my mom would always play like a lot of the soft rock stuff. So like Genesis, Duran Duran. So if you ask me about like Fleetwood Mac and some of those crazy like soft rock bands, oddly enough, I'm gonna know them.
Okay.
But like I grew up in a time with an immigrant mom who was just like not knowing. She didn't know what she didn't know.
Yeah,
it was a different experience.
Yeah.
But now my child.
All good.
My child, like she
that is my child. First of all, the way Chloe be on that barroom music, she'd be like, why is Chloe listening to, what is it? One Monkey Don't Stop No Show. I said, send my child home.
Run me my child.
Give me my child.
And funny moment, she had her first homecoming dance in middle school, and they were playing the Tamia line dancing song. And my daughter was the only one who knew the dance because she learned it from you and your sister.
From my sister, not me. Okay. I will not take credit for that child. It was my sister.
And it was her and the principal who were doing it. And I was like, what a great first impression, babe.
Yeah. Well, yeah. She knows the Tamia line dance. Thank you, Nene.
Yes.
Appreciate you.
Exactly.
We're teaching our girls the Tamia line dance.
Okay. Well, yeah, Renaissance. That was everything.
It was everything. I mean, I feel like there's anything else would bring it down. I know we wanted to go into like maybe some hot topics or some things that are happening, but I think we're good to just leave it on a high note because there is something that I wanted to cover, but I just feel like it's very heavy.
Okay.
I don't want to do
save
that.
It for next week.
We'll save it for next week. It may not be relevant next week, but we're going to talk about it because I think it's absolutely ridiculous. But we're going to leave it on a high note. We're going to end it on a high note. And on this like euphoric feeling that we've been feeling since attending Renaissance this weekend. It took me 2 days to bounce back.
Yeah,
so the
Renaissance hangover is real.
It's real. Like it's real. Like don't be fooled by like, people on the internet thinking like they're extra doing the most. Like there is definitely a Renaissance hangover that comes after, attending the show, but definitely welcomes. I saw a meme that you sent, not a meme, a video.
Yeah.
Sent, like of somebody just saying like the Monday after Renaissance, just singing all of the songs.
Yada 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 yada. Just the song replayed in your head throughout the day.
It's just great. Oh, I was doing that at home. Like on yesterday, I was singing a song like, "You won't break my soul." And my husband was like, "Enough of the Beyonce." I said, "But you won't break my soul."
And I'm telling everybody.
You will not break my soul.
Yes.
But yeah, it was amazing.
It was amazing. And Beyonce, we know this is the little podcast that could, but if for whatever reason you happen to see this,
thank
you for bringing an amazing show to millions of people. Thank you for bearing your soul. Thank you for being the artist that you are. And yes, we love you. We adore you. And we hope it's not your last show.
Absolutely not.
Yeah.
Yeah. So with that,
Signing off.
Yep.
You'll know where to find us. Champagne Wives on Instagram, Champagne Wives on YouTube, Champagne Wives on TikTok. And yeah, glad to be back.
So glad to be back. I don't have any champagne left, baby, but cheers. So happy to be back in these chairs with you.
Likewise.
We're toasting to a great ending of season 5. So we'll be back next week, same time, same place. See y'all.
Bye.
Bye.